Hello ladies and gentlemen, welcome back to Ryden Estates, where today you can probably hear something a bit different behind me. Bit of a new engine. 135, yes. It's a Massey Ferguson 135. I've secretly kind of been working on this for a little while. It is a RainbowDave reskin, and you'll see that I've got a new mod installed. That is the fuel adjust mod. The reason I've got fuel adjust in, and I'm not kidding you, is because that's the only way I can get these Masseys to actually read their own XMLs. So yeah, today's Tuesday. I was really hoping to be able to get ahead and be doing like Thursdays or Fridays video today. No, that's not happening. Even Monday's video, if that was even possible. That was the wrong way. But today we're going to be doing some mowing, some tedding, some windrowing, and some baling. We're going to do a full field today. Now it looks like there might be a little grass meadow over by field 4, over between fields 4 and 5. Hopefully that is the case, and it's not a house, because I do want to find a smallish meadow so that I can get all 4 of these jobs done. So a little bit of kind of background about the 135. As some of you might know, and I've been asked this a lot in streams, what is my favourite tractor? It is, in fact, the Massey Ferguson 135. That was never a joke, that was 100% true. And the reason that I've reskinned this is because it's a reasonably good mod. There are some minor, well, were some like no log errors, but then when I started testing it in-game, it decided to show up major problems in that the fuel would, half a tank lasted about 5 minutes. I'm not even kidding, that's not an exaggeration. That, I think, is just... that is the meadow I supposedly want to mow. In there, and I think it might all be trees. It is in fact all trees. Good, good. So, as a change of plan, we're going to mow the reset field. Which the baler is actually currently in, so I'm going to have to ram or bop that out of the way somehow. So the quickest way over to the reset field is I've not taken the turn off. I should have. Can I get through here into a field? Ooh. Is this the reset field? No, this is a smaller field. Oh, that's actually really convenient. How's that for a happy accident, ladies and gentlemen? So we're going to mow in here today, and then we're going to get the Massey 135 to ted it, and then we're going to get the Massey 135 to windrow it, then we're going to get the Massey 135 to bale it. Because this isn't the only 135 I have. You see, the only Massey 135 I could find that was in any way realistic looking was a pack of 4. So I'm driving the Massey Ferguson 135 no cab right now. We'll do the tedding with the Massey Ferguson 135 with a cab. We'll do the windrowing with the Massey Ferguson 135 4-wheel drive no cab. And then we'll bale with the Massey Ferguson 135 with a cab. So, 4 different tractors, all the same. They all look pretty much identical. I did have some texture issues with this one. Both the 2-wheel drive ones, because it's just 2 models they use, and one of them doesn't load the cab in, one of them does. I did have some issues where I had turned something on in Giant's Editor that I shouldn't have, and I can mow this thing at full speed. That's amazing. And yeah, this is actually the second time I'm recording this video, by the way. The first time was last night, and that's when I found all the issues, so that video now is not happening. That video isn't gonna ever air. There's a second field that I need to finish working as a result, but that's a problem for another day, or probably a stream, I would imagine. So this mowing isn't going to take too long, but just for the sake of convenience for you guys, I'm going to speed this up. And I may well catch you when I'm finished mowing. So I will see you guys then. Alright, we've finished the mowing. We're coming along now with the tether. Just coming up to the field now, I believe. Just the turn off after next. As you can see, we now have a cab on the 135. This is the 135 two-wheel drive with a cab. The cab is not textured very well. That's completely unavoidable. Unfortunately, the original mod author decided not to bother with the texture for the cab, so I had to make one, and I had to put it on in Giant Scissor. Was that the turn off I was supposed to take? No. Maybe. May well have been. Nope, that one. So the mowing is done. I don't know how much of it you guys saw. It really depends on how much video I have in this video. So, as you can see, the field is completely mowed. I did an outer headland at the very end, as you're supposed to do, an outer anti-clockwise headland, before anybody starts complaining that, oh, you're supposed to only do clockwise headlands. If you're mowing with a side offset mower, you do an anti-clockwise headland at the very end. And that is pretty much just to avoid stones and rocks being thrown into the field while you're mowing. And doing damage to the mower. So let's lower the tether, get it on, and get a tedding. So these Masseys, a bit of information about them. I did find these on one of the very many websites. They do appear to be 2013 converts. I have retextured them. I'm working on getting a bit more detail in them and getting a cube map and all that kind of stuff, so they're a bit shiny. Right now there's no cube map or anything, so there's still a lot that I need to do. There's no gloss. I did have a cube map on, but they turned into Chrome 135s, and that's not exactly good. What else? I spent a good hour last night with Pedro on Discord and Sim on Steam trying to figure out why there was a fuel issue. And all we could figure out was that for some reason the mod is ignoring the fuel usage data in the XML. Completely. I literally commented out the fuel usage in the XML and it was still using just as much as it was. So there was no fuel usage defined, but it was still using a lot of fuel. So I'm going to actually reverse over here and get a second headland done from here. Just so that we can start doing the up and down immediately afterwards. They're pretty solid mods, but wheel needs a bit of work because I don't think it's turning as much as it probably should be. Definitely not as much as I'm turning my wheel. And yeah, I mean, they're pretty solid. They're not perfect by any means. I'm really hoping there's a better 135 in Farm Sim 17 that I can work on, because the texture files for this one are a bit everywhere, and it's really just, from what I could see, it is parts of a Fendt, parts of a Ford 4000, and parts of something else that have all been thrown in together in the hopes that it'll work. And most of it does, just the fuel usage does not, which is a bit troublesome, as the fuel usage is kind of the most important thing in a mod. Especially, you know, having something vaguely resembling realistic fuel. By default, this is set to use 32 litres per hour with a 53 litre tank. I've swapped that down to 6 litres per hour of fuel usage just because that seems a bit more realistic to me. And the fuel adjust is forcing that to happen. So that's always nice. In theory it's working, it's forcing that to happen. But that's at max RPM. Yeah, going back to like figuring out the fuel usage bug that I discovered with this thing, Pedro and I literally looked through every XML, every Lua these have, and there was no issue. So something, and I don't know what, because there's no loggers to tell me what, something has broken in this mod in quite possibly the single most bizarre way I have ever seen. So that it's not recognizing its own XML files. But you know, it's a learning experience. Every time you touch a mod to edit it, it's a learning experience. And obviously I'm learning to do retexturing now, so the Simulate Copying Brigade can come out in force and say, I'm copying. No. He actually did a reskin of these himself to just demonstrate to me how easy it is. I don't even know if he wants you guys to know this. He did do a reskin of these. He's not going to release it. He's not going to even use it. He was literally just did it as a demonstration to me of how quickly and easily you can reskin once you have a vague idea what you're doing. And he did help me. He is helping me learn this stuff, and you know, he's teaching me what he does know, and Pedro's helping me as well. We're helping each other because I found out some stuff that may or may not be useful in the future about generating texture files. Because yes, I was trying to generate texture files for the cab. That took 2 days of learning, and I got somewhere. Unfortunately, it wasn't where I wanted to get. Which is, you know, that's always fun. So I'm going to finish tedding here, and I'll be right back with you guys when we're windrowing, because we do have a lot to get working on today. We're going to be using the cabless 4-wheel drive model for the windrowing, and that's still down at the main yard. I should probably bring up the cab 4-wheel drive model while I'm down there, just as a bit of a convoy. And the baler is in the reset field, which is just beyond that fence, beyond that hedge even. So that shouldn't be too hard to get at. And probably in the stream on Friday, we will collect up these bales and finish working the other, the what I'll call the failed episode field. Because that video was literally just like half an hour or so of me complaining. And for those of you who are wondering how long it takes to record one of these edited videos, I've now been recording for half an hour, and we've got about half the work done. So I'll see you guys once we go windrowing. Alright, so we are here and ready with our windrower. We're doing single rotors today, because that's the only windrower we have on this map. So let's get going. You can see some time has passed since the last segment of the video. That's because I had to go for dinner. So that's why the time is a bit wonky all of a sudden, and I've got stuff all over my desk that probably shouldn't be there, and it's distracting me. You can sit there, so that you're slightly more in the way, but not screwing with my mouse. There we go. So we're going to do the rest of this out of cab, seeing as we got pretty much half the video in cab. We do have the fourth 135 ready to go on the baler. Over there, you can kind of see the baler. We are going to be using the SIPMA as well, because that's what we have on this map. We're just using the equipment we have already. We'll be collecting up the bales and selling them all off because money. And I should probably turn off head tracking because this is kind of making me feel a bit seasick. So I can only imagine what people who actually suffer from seasickness are feeling at the moment. Let's get this around the corner here. Come on, come on. There we go, 135. We're gonna have to get out and close the gate. Somebody forgot to turn off flight mode. There we go. Say if you turn off player flight no HUD mode while you're in the air, just kind of decides that that's where the ground is now. Apparently. Oh, I didn't know that. I thought it'd drop you back down again, but no. So we do a bit of hay outside the field. That's fine, ish. It'll do. And that's the first half of a headland done. Let's raise the windrower. Go around the other way. This is going to be fun to bale, isn't it? Because that baler is quite large. And quite wide. So let's try and get this. Oh, I'm just pushing it out further, nuts. Well, this is going to be a fun field to bale. Oh, I have so many regrets right now. There we go. Let's push on and see how we do. Now I've got a cup of tea, so I'm going to take a swig. And I didn't burn my tongue this time. Last time I had tea while I was recording, I burnt myself with it. And windrower, no, that's naughty. You stay on the ground. Thank you very much, windrower. So this is going to take a while to windrow up, most likely. I'm going to either speed this up or cut it out entirely. I do have quite a lot of footage already for this video, so this could be a lot of cuts. And if that's the case, I do apologize. I am trying to keep the videos to about 25 minutes to half an hour, as much as possible. So if there's a lot of cuts in this video, I do apologize. I'm trying to get a lot done, just because I can, really. And I have heard a lot of... I've been seeing your guys' feedback, and I'm going to take it on board. So don't you worry. Some parts of the changes will stay, some parts will be altered. I'm listening to what you guys are saying to me. And if there's something that's said a lot, I will most likely change it. If it's not like one person saying, oh, I don't like this, maybe not, but 5, 6, 7 people in the comments saying, hey, you should probably change this or do this slightly differently. Yeah, I'm gonna listen. I'm gonna listen. This is what happens when I record after dinner, by the way. Is I tend to have some minor issues and get a bit mental because I've had food. There's a small bit of a food coma going on right now because I'm fat and I like food. Not as fat as some, granted, but I am obese. I'm a pudgy guy. I'm, as I say to a lot of people, cuddly. A lot of people say I give good hugs too, so I don't know. I don't know why I'm saying this stuff. So that's first half our second headland done. We'll only do 2 headlands on this field because I'll probably regret it either way. I'm going to actually fix this corner before I do anything else, because that's going to irritate me so much. Just the fact that it's so very wonky. Better. Just raise the windrower up, pull a 180. Very slow 180. And I'll most likely get back to you guys when we're doing the baling, which will hopefully be not that long a trip, or not that long a process. Now, I should have said, before we actually go and cut it forward, this is the 4-wheel drive cabless 135. This is not the same tractor we started off with mowing. You can see there's 3 parked up over there now. This does have 4-wheel drive capabilities, so if ever I need to use 4-wheel drive, I'll use this thing. If ever I'm doing cultivating or ploughing with a small tractor, which is unlikely in FS15, I'll probably use this. I do want to retexture it though, because I'm not too happy with how it came out. There are some changes I'd like to make, and hopefully that won't be too difficult to make. I am using these tractors, by the way, as an experimental project, as a learning project, so they're far from perfect, and they're far from... Yeah, I'm not happy with them quite yet. There's a lot I'd still like to do with them, and there's a lot I'd like to test with them still. So I guess, seeing as the windrow's pointed this way, we will start off over here with the uppy-downy bits. And I'm not sure if this is going to give us enough space to turn the baler, but that'll do. So I'll get back to you guys once we've got the actual lines in the field. So I'll be right back. So that's all the windrowing done now. Let's get this unfolded and ready to get into the field. Here we go. Unfold it completely so you guys can see all the little working parts on the go. I will say this is in fact the singing Sipma. This thing does have a habit of singing when it's turned on, as you'll find out in a moment. But first I'm going to close the gate so that it's going to be easier to basically drive around. And now I need to just reverse up a bit. Awesome, that should be good enough. Let's turn the baler on so it can start singing at us. Get it up to speed. And away we go. So we're going to get a few bales out of this, presumably. I'm expecting quite a few, in fact. So we should have a bale counter like that. It's 2 bales already. Okay. For some reason it's inexplicably started at 2. I don't know how it's counting the bales, but it's doing it in a weird way. So the downside of this thing is it cannot be... the pickup cannot be raised from in-cab. So we're going to skip 2 rows, because that's as tightly as we can turn. And we're going to come back and... I guess we'll do 3 passes of the straight lines, seeing as that's the way that it's going to work. Now I'm not going to skip any of the baling, because I know you guys do enjoy baling, and you guys do enjoy this Sipma baler. I know that some of you maybe don't, but a lot of you guys do like this Sipma. Some of you guys who watch Simulate will have heard him mention it and seen a lot of mentions of it in his comments. This is in fact the Sipma that he and I edited. I'm just going to speed this up a bit. There we go. This is the Sipma that he and I edited. It is not public, it's not available, unfortunately. And the edit we did to it was pretty simple. We just translated the... basically translated parts of the mod description into English, and we made it so that it makes classics pack bales. So let's turn it off there and get around to our second lane pass. There we go. So yeah, this makes classics pack bales now as opposed to the resized normal bales that it used to make, so we can use the classics pack bale collector with it. What I did, Simulate kind of hates this, is I made the bale capacity 250 litres because that's what made sense to me for bales that size. He's not impressed because it makes hundreds and hundreds of bales at a time. Personally, I kind of like that. I like having, you know, lots of bales everywhere. A small baler like this would be shooting out bales at quite a speed. Even on a small field like this, you would expect to get a reasonable amount. I think the baler twine runs out after about 250 bales-ish. I don't think it's going to run out on this field, but there is the chance that it will. I can't remember how many bales it puts out before it runs out of twine. And if that's the case, we'll have to get out and replace the twine, which is a function of this baler. I've gone and screwed up. Can I rescue it? Ooh, yes. So that's past 2 of the lanes pretty much done. And don't forget, we'll have to do the headlands still after this, so let's line up for pass number 3. I do like this. This baler actually looks quite right on the back of the 135. I know that in real life, you know, you probably wouldn't be able to pull this with a 135. But it does look about right on the back of it. As for the 135 we're using, we are now using the 4-wheel drive cabbed version of it. The final mod in the little pack that I retextured. Because why retexture? Well, technically I retextured 2 mods and it made 4 out of it. But most of the texture files were shared. It was just a case of getting them to apply correctly and changing the cab stuff. In Giants Editor. That's some stuff that I want to try and figure out as well. If I can fix the cab. Because if I can fix the cab, that's going to be amazing. So we're almost finished the lanes now. We just had that tiny little one left. And we're going to turn the baler off at the end of this one just so we can get over to it a bit faster. Now if I were to release this Massey, it would be 100% reliant on you having the fuel adjust mod, which I'll put into the mod list, hopefully before this video goes up. I am recording this quite late in the day, and I honestly don't know if there was a video this morning, because I've got nothing prepared. I'm running behind where I want to be, because I'd like to, well, I've got some plans for Monday, and I need to try and get ahead. I don't know if I'm going to, so there may be no video on Tuesday. If that's the case, I do apologize, but you know, I've got personal stuff to attend to on Monday. It's something that I've had planned for a while. It's actually the exact same thing that I was supposed to do on this Monday. We just had to, it just got postponed for a week. So that is happening on Monday, and I'm really looking forward to it. It's an excuse to get out of the house, number one, and it should be enjoyable, I think is the best way for me to put it. So wow, this video is taken, in terms of like video footage and Audacity, it's pretty much an hour. So there's probably going to be a lot cut out of this. Probably going to be quite a lot cut out, unless I do like super speed through some of the work, which I might do. It might be fun to just throw 1000% speed increase on it and see what happens. So let's turn around here. And the final headland here. We've got, what, 50 bales effectively made already. I'm not going to do the reset and spin around trick with this baler. I do have more hay to bale, so it doesn't need to be emptied just yet. And that'll be done most likely off camera or in the stream on Friday. I'm not going to announce what the streams are this weekend. Well, what the Saturday stream is just yet. Friday's going to be Ryden Estates, Sunday's going to be Ventonwin, and Saturday's going to remain a mystery to you guys. Although I'm 100% certain when you find out what it is, you'll be very happy. And that's literally the only teaser I'm going to do for it. Also, if somebody guesses, well done to you, sir, for guessing. I'm sure somebody will figure it out, and somebody already has, in fact. Not gonna name names because they'll just get harassed, but somebody has figured out what Saturday stream is going to be, and it should be interesting to see what happens. I will say it is going to be farm sim. That's about all I'm willing to say about the Saturday stream. So that's the final headland done. There are a few scraggly bits left over, so I'll just go pick them up while I say I've been RainbowDave. You've been watching Farming Simulator 15 on Ryden Estates. I hope you enjoyed the video. If you did, do hit the like button. If you're new, if this is your first video of mine that you've seen, or if you've come from Simulate and you know you've seen a few of my videos or seen me in the multiplayer series and you're enjoying it and you want to see more from me, you enjoy my chaos, to put it lightly, do hit the subscribe button as well, and feel free to hit the share button, share it on Twitter, Facebook, whatever you have. There's a bunch of social media links to me as well. Twitter.com/rainbow_Dave, RainbowDave Gaming on Instagram, RainbowDave Gaming on Facebook, RainbowDave Gaming as a Steam group, and of course all of those links are available on www.rainbowdave.com, my actual website that I made myself with no help. I seriously, genuinely made it. Well, I got some help from Rushmead, and I want to thank him for getting the video player thing to work, because I don't think I did that in a video. So props to Rushmead. He does streams fairly regularly as well, so check Rushmead out. I believe it's Mr. Rushmead on YouTube. He's a cool guy, and he helped me set up the video player on my website to automatically get the latest video from YouTube. So I'm gonna leave it here. Thank you all once again very much for watching. Until next time, stay safe and goodbye.